I'm Carol Pullen. I'm here with two of my grandchildren,
Jacob and Jen.
We're going to make a delicious fruit pizza today. We used the recipe from Baking a Moment for the crust. I did want to point out in that soft sugar cookie recipe, it calls for flour, butter, sugar, vanilla, and some other things. But a more unusual ingredient is the cornstarch that it calls for. You want to be sure if you're following this recipe that you buy cornstarch, not cornmeal. The cornstarch is like, it looks almost like powdered sugar. So that's the cornstarch. So I made the crust ahead of time because the crust needs to be cooled when you put the cream cheese frosting on it. That crust recipe made this 12-inch pizza pan of crust. Additionally, we made 4 individual pizza crusts. Jacob and Jenna have 2 other brothers, so they're going to make little individual pizzas for themselves and their brothers. I wanted to also point out, if you're using fruit and you don't want to use the glaze that some recipes call for, you can use this product called Fruit Fresh. It is scientifically ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C. That's the scientific name for vitamin C. If you don't have this, you can dip your fruit in lemon juice or a clear soda like Sprite or Sierra Mist. I also wanted to say I have a personal preference on brand of powdered sugar. I think Domino's is so much better than any other brands. So I paid a few cents more to get Domino powdered sugar because the cream cheese frosting calls for 2 cups of powdered sugar. So it's a pretty large amount. So shall we get started with our recipe?
Action.
I did want to point out, if you don't want to make your crust from scratch, you can buy refrigerated cookie dough, put it in your pan and bake it that way. I did buy fruit, of course, fresh fruit, and I wanted to point out, you wash your fresh fruit in clean running water, then you let it dry. You don't want any of the moisture left on the fruit when you put it on the cream cheese frosting. When you wash strawberries, you need to wash them with the hull still on. If you take the hull off, the berry becomes like a sponge and absorbs the water and can become soggy. So you wash them with the hull on, dry them, and then you take the hull off.
Action.
So the cream cheese frosting is a recipe from allrecipes.com. It's easy cream cheese frosting. I like All Recipes. Their recipes are straightforward and very reliable. It calls for ½ cup of butter, which we softened at room temperature. Softened does not mean melted. It just means softened. So when you squeeze the package, it gives a little. Make sure you're using butter or margarine, not a spread. A spread is usually in a tub and is 30% water. And that's why some people's baked goods don't turn out. They don't realize that a spread is 1/3 water. So we've got butter here. We need 2 cups of powdered sugar, and we need 6 ounces of cream cheese. So Jacob, you want to put your cream cheese in there?
Good.
No, you don't lick your fingers. You'll be able to lick them and then wash your hands later. Good, I'll take that. And now we need 2 cups of the powdered sugar.
What about a washcloth?
Okay, Jenna, let's level this by doing this. You always want to level your dry ingredients. It's okay if you spill some on there. Level it some more with this, or do you need my help? That's good, that's good. No, don't pack it down, just level it with the edge, just like that, and I'll wipe the excess off the counter. do it on here. Come closer. Okay, put this on here. And we level it. Okay, now dump this in here. Dump the cup in there. The whole thing. Good job. Let's get one more cup.
You can do other one.
Jacob, do you want to do the other one, or would you like me to do it?
I would, but first time I need a little wash.
You need a little wash of the hands. You could wash the counter there.
Ooh, yay! I want to wash the counter. I might actually be washing butter.
Well, wiping it up. We don't want to say washing.
Butter.
And do you want to level the rest of this, Jacob?
Level it?
Like this?
Mm-hmm.
And you can do it right on there, and we'll throw away that excess.
How can I clean up this? Because my hands are dirty. I don't care if this.
Here you go. All right, that's good. Jacob, you want to dump that in here? Just the cup, not the paper. Good, dump.
Now my spoon just have.
1.
So we have a mini narrow metal spatula, straight edge for leveling dry ingredients. Each child will get one to spread the frosting. They're very flexible. They're very nice for spreading frosting. We're going to start this off, and then if you have children who are Jacob and Jenna's age, so preschool, you might not want them to do the electric mixer. So while we were off camera, we continued beating the frosting, and we stopped and added the 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. I let the children smell the aroma. It's such a lovely aroma. It is what brings out other flavors. We've beaten the frosting long enough. Now the children are going to spread it on the big pizza.
Taste it?
And taste it. Yes, we have to taste as we go. There are no raw eggs in this, so there's no problem with tasting it. If you don't want your children to eat raw eggs and you're baking, you can buy pasteurized eggs, and then the dough would be safe. They cost more, but then there's no problem with any kind of contamination. What do you think?
Ah, yum.
Yum? Alrighty.
See what you're going to do.
Okay, I'm going to put some plops of frosting on here for the kids to spread.
And eat. Go.
We're almost done. We're going to spread the frosting like this. And after it's spread, we have our strawberries, mandarin oranges, grapes, blueberries, and we're going to put them on this big pizza crust. Think we need more frosting there, guys? The children tried the frosting on a spoon, and they licked the beaters clean.
And if you want to lick it, if you get it on the knife, you can lick it off.
When we're all done with the narrow metal spatula.
No, I didn't get on.
Action.
Okay, start putting them on. Jacob, you're starting with blueberries?
Mm-hmm.
I think from the center is best and will work out.
Deal.
Splendid. Keep it up. We got a lot of fruit to put on here. You put it how you want it.
I'm putting Kevin. There.
So here are our completed fruit pizzas, the big one and an individual one. Be sure to follow us on Facebook for more cooking adventures.